5 reasons to come.
Testing, testing, testing. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Just uno momento. Testing, testing, testing. All right, just want to make sure we're good. Sound check, mic check. Double checked, we're good. Let's get into this, guys and gals. Thank you so much for hitting that play button. Let's go, let's go. You play button pressers, you know I love that. So awesome of you. How is your day going? I hope it's going well. So quickly, I just want to shout out you subscribers and supporters. This is for you. Yeah, I love it. That's how I feel, you guys. You supporters of the channel, you're all winners. Every single one of you, all winners. I just wanted to say, yeah, that's right. You definitely are. So I appreciate the support. Also, much love to your recent subscribers and followers new to the channel. Let's go. You guys are awesome. You know I love that too when you hit the sub button. Keeps things going. Keeps the channel going. I don't know. It just, yeah, it feels good, guys. Knowing that what you're doing here is appreciated. Let's go. Quickly thumbs up to those. Double thumbs up to those that hit the like button. Thank you for helping out with that old algorithm, you know, the YouTube algorithm. Let's go. All right, it's time to get into this. Now, for those of you that have already kind of watched this ahead of time, I must apologize. Okay, I'm gonna do this again because I think I actually have my bearings and orientation figured out in regards to which and what values to use when you are, moving objects, setting objects, placing objects, and then writing code and trying to figure out what values to use within your code and what is the reference. So, those of you that kind of already watched the last video is a bit painful, I won't lie. So I'm doing a redo, guys, okay? Because, well, mainly because I think I might have just confused the heck out of you guys, and I don't blame you for feeling confused. So I want to do it again just so that we have it straight in our minds when we're all working with Unity here and doing game development and programming, whether it's 2D or 3D. Okay? So let's get into this. We're just gonna go, okay? We are gonna go and get started. All right. Okay. Yes. Hello, Bob. How you doing, Bob? Just gonna do a quick run here. Make sure we're all golden. We should be. Off our pizza goes off into the yonder distance, doing what pizza thing, doing what pizzas do, flying in the air like, I don't know, spaceships, and still going on and on and on, and the pizza's not getting destroyed. What's up with that? All right, guys, let's get into this. A little more coding, a little less talking. Okay. Scripts folder. Let's create a new C# script. Okay, I'm in the scripts folder, guys, under project scripts, and this is going to be called dynamic animals. Again, I am going to grind through this. Dynamic. I can't even type. Them fat fingers. Okay. Since that's happened, this is good because I wanted to show you guys what you can do. So when you create, let's say you create a new script. Okay. Let's just do that. We're gonna fail by accident. And you go, oops, or you click off the screen, like me. Let's say you have dual monitors set up, and then you click off to the screen. You're like, oh, darn skis, darn. I created a script that's called new behavior script. Oh, and it just created it. Oh, what do I do? Oh, the humanity, right? Well, one, I guess you could delete it and start all over again. That would be one way, okay? Or two, you could just rename it, like we're gonna do here, okay? So that we could, I got that gamer typing fingers. Diana. Oh man, it's so terrible. I don't know what it is. My fingers are either typing faster than my thinking, or my thinking is typing faster than my fingers. I don't know. I know it didn't make any sense, but that's all I had. Dynamic animals. Okay, there we go. Unity is gonna update. That's fine. Let Unity do its thing. Oh, did it update? Dynamic. No, it didn't. Okay, we have to fix things, guys. So this is important. Okay, when you're creating classes, essentially we created a class. Okay, this here we opened it up in Visual Studio. Most of you know this because you've been following along, and you're all beautiful, intelligent people. Okay, so here we created the script. It's a class. Okay, we're making the magic happen with the class. Whatever code you type makes the magic happen with the objects within your environment. Okay, right here, guys. Okay, your name must match. Okay, your name. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go rename. I'm going to just copy that so that I could just paste it right here. So the name must match here in your code. Okay, if it doesn't, you're going to have technical difficulties. All right, there you go. It's updating. Even if I ran it, we don't have any script. This isn't attached to anything, so we're good. Okay, so that's how you do that, guys. In case you're in Unity and you derp on your title and you wanted it something different, maybe you wanted it to say stupendous, I don't know, Bologna. Or something silly. That's all I had, okay? Just let's roll with it. Just laugh at it, okay? It's funny. You know, it's hilarious. Okay. That's how you do that, guys, okay? Again, your script name must match your class, public class name, okay? It's a link. All right, I gotta make noise. Need more coffee? What's this one sound like? Let's do this one this time. Oh yeah, good old coffee. How you guys doing today? Okay, I'm tired of seeing all this, all right? We've seen that enough times, guys. Have we not? Okay, I'm going to add something new here, unique. Serialized field. And we're going to create a private float. This is the script for our animal, okay? Our animals. Okay, animal, speed. And now, actually, I do want it public, to be honest. But with the serialized field, I believe I'm going to get public access with it anyway. So we'll see. We're about to find out. We're trying new things, boys and girls. I've been busy learning. Okay. So we have not attached this, okay? So just like anything, our pizza has its own script, right? It's a dynamic pizza because, you know, pizza's always dynamic. You know it is. Goes in one door and out the other. Oh! I don't know where I'm going with that, guys. Okay, so there. And our player. You know, player. He's supposed to be just called player, but, you know, player object would probably be, you know, another name for it, but whatever. It's all good. Okay? And he also has his own script. Or he did until I changed things and deleted it. Okay? Player controller. What happened? That's interesting. I didn't change the player. Boom. Okay, our player has an animator. Let's run that. Let's test our player out. I did not notice that, guys and gals. Okay, good. All right. Now our pizza did its own thing because, well, you know, whoops, I didn't mean to hit the space bar. I hit the space bar, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. It's not assigned, I know. Don't hit the space bar, guys and gals. Don't hit the space bar. Or, hold up. Yeah, we're getting to that. That's the next thing. Let me look at the player controller. We have not done that yet, have we? Yes, we have. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get things. I gotta hurry. I gotta fix some things here. Okay, guys? I gotta do some fixing because I kind of had to go backwards with the. Oh, okay. Our pizza. Hold up. What's up? Oh, let me see. Let me see. Prefabs. There we go. That's what it is. It's doing that because, well, I don't have a slice of pizza in my prefab yet. Okay, whoops, not tagged. That's another thing entirely. We don't have to worry about tagging, but I do need to check our override. Good, overrides are fine. So if we go Control S and I run it, we should be good. It's okay to hit the space bar, guys. And maybe it's not okay to hit the space bar. Oh, I know what I needed to do. I needed to go to my script. I'm way ahead of myself here, guys. Kind of fixing things here. Our pizza prefab. Let's see. Did we do the game object? Hold up. Let's just make sure we're saved here. Updated with this code. We should have a game object for our. This is actually kind of good because let's say you break your code a little bit, guys, then you kind of are learning how to fix things. That's what it is. Okay, we're going to take our pizza prefab and just drag it and drop it in there. Okay, that's all we were missing, guys. Again, I kind of went backwards with the program here a little bit. Had to do some deleting and cleaning up. Okay, there we go. We're all fixed now. Let's stop. Because I got to get into some. We're going to talk about memory a little bit, guys. Okay? For those of you that are kind of already been through this, you know, you're welcome to watch it again. This time around, it'll be less painful than the last video, hopefully. So, but yeah, I want to make sure you guys have the right information right from the get-go. So if you watch that last video with all that pain, try to erase that from your memory. I know that's lost time in your life, and I apologize for that. I don't know if my channel blows up. I'll try to make it up to you somehow. Somehow, I don't know how yet. We'll figure it out. I know. Time lost. Okay, I need to focus. Jeez Louise. It's actually having a good day today. Okay, that's fixed. So I kind of had to go backwards because I had to delete my animals again. They're still there though. Don't worry, they're still here, guys. Alright, just had to create some fresh ones. And then I forgot that I did the pizza and stuff. But you know, if let's say you went backwards yourself and you deleted things and that and such, at least this way you're getting kind of an idea what to look for when you forget things, as I have just shown. That can happen. You can kind of forget things, but it's easy. Okay, it wasn't too bad. We figured it out quickly enough. I was missing my pizza prefab. Again, this is our original slice, which is the very first slice that's getting tossed away off into this beautiful world abyss. And then we dragged a copy of it essentially into our prefabs folder, and then we had to double check that our overrides were good, that we had none to do, in other words. And we had none to do, so we're good there. And last but not least, go to our player, because the player's code has a game object which I don't know, the word isn't instantiate, but declared, initialized. Well, no, we haven't initialized, we just declared. Okay, we've declared a game object, and when you guys do that, that gets put into the game along with the player controller script, which is attached to our player, and we just had to fill in that kind of empty missing information. Okay, we've already been through all this, but it's kind of, I guess, a little recap. Okay, back to where we were. Okay, so I guess, since, before I forget, let's do that. So we're gonna take our script here. Okay, these are for our animals. Let's go back to our animals, because that's what we're working on right now. We're supposed to have been done with Bob and Pizza right now. So what I'm gonna do, quickly, let's go see how our cow's doing. Cow, are you okay over there, cow? Cow, you still eating the grass? You need some grass there, cow? I'm just wondering, you guys, am I a bad owner or what? Huh? Whoops, that's not what I want. I want this. I want paint texture. Whoa, the size is a little bit crazy. No, actually, it's not too bad. We're gonna do this, okay, just quickly. We need this, and let's do this. Okay, did that work? Yeah, it did. Okay, we just painted the cow some grass. Okay, guys, we just painted. I want to get out of here now. We're done with this. Okay, let's just hit that. Okay, there. It's hard to tell, but I actually painted some grass. Okay, guys, and our cow, well, it's kind of kind of doing cow things. I just thought of it, guys. I think we're gonna name our cow Daisy. Does that sound like a good name for our cow? Okay, I'm just gonna put the cow in the grass. Okay, it's not quite level ground here, I know, but cows are good. They're usually pretty good at, maneuvering terrain and such. I think that's gonna work, I hope. Daisy the cow, we can rename her. Okay, animal cow, Daisy. There we go, guys. Okay, animal cow Daisy. Okay, we can't forget about Daisy. She's all alone here. Okay, she's a couple of 1,000 pounds, so I should move her a little bit. I don't know, just kind of, there we go. That's a bit better, I guess. I don't know, I'm just trying to find landscape that's a little bit more level. Okay, how's that? Does that look good? That looks good from an airplane, right, guys? Yeah, I gotta keep reminding myself. Okay, all right, don't get too carried away. Stop trying to be such a the wind thing. Well, that's okay. That really, to be honest, it's part of the trees here, this wind zone thing. I still haven't figured out how to fix that yet. I have URP installed. Is it window? Yeah, window. What project manager? If I go into here and I type universal, guys, we're set up. Universal RP's installed, and if we want to make sure we're golden like Freddy, we can check our project settings and go into here, check our URPs. Nope, we are on the Conchia. universal render pipeline. Quality, did I do that one? I didn't put it there, but you could do that as well. This is a what you would call optional. And I know there's HDRP, but yeah, you can only have one, okay? Okay, it's either A or B, super graphics or still pretty awesome graphics, but there we go. Okay. Okay, get out of that edit mode. All right, there we go. Back to what we're doing. Daisy's fine, guys, okay? In case you guys were wondering, you know, I did put Daisy out there. She's out in the pasture. But hey, I am a good owner, okay? I gave her some grass, okay? You guys should be happy, all right? You guys are happy. I know you are. I know you are. See, even they like it. Okay. Back to what we were doing, okay? So I'm going to select moose, horse, and doe. So there's two ways you could do this. You can click the moose and then hit shift, which will select them all. Or let's say you didn't want the moose, you wanted the cow and the horse and the doe, you would hold control. But we do want, in fact, this. So what I'm going to do is I'm making sure they're all three are selected. We're kind of doing a quick little shortcut here. Okay, and we're going to attach, this is our code for making our animals, or nature's animals have motion. Okay, so we're going to lightly drag and drop this script. Okay, boom. Now every single one of them should have them. Okay, and you can just check through all of them just to double check. But you'll be, okay, that's going to annoy me. Clear. I don't know why it's coming up now. Just ignore it, guys. It's a yellow error. It's not anything major. Again, it's part of the asset that I imported, nothing that I created. Again, it has to do with our trees here, in case you're wondering. And even when we're not playing the game, the trees have motion, which is pretty awesome. They're like continuously animated. So even when I run it, that's kind of why I like this one. They did a good job. Like, I won't lie. Like, I love that they have animation with their trees. It's got that wind blowing on them effect. It's pretty awesome. Okay, I could deal with a little bit of a bug. Okay, again, not on. You don't want to do that stuff on release because, you know, I don't want to get on a tangent. But for people that, what? I didn't mean to click that. For people that don't code and have no understanding of what it takes to make a program or a game, and they complain and whine about bugs, man, I don't want to get on a tangent, but they have no idea. Clueless. Man, what we're doing for code is like being an infant newborn. It's so basic, okay? Like some code that people write, whoo, man, takes me hours to decipher their code. Well, not decipher, but analyze line by line. They could get pretty deep, man. Some of the stuff, the way they write it and stuff, it's like, man, one guy, he had a ternary operator within his method or something. I don't know. I've never seen that before. He had a ternary operator inside of a method. I'm like, what? You could do that? I think it was a method. I'd have to look for the scripts. I do have it. Because, yeah. Yeah, some people are pretty advanced coders. You can really learn from them. I don't mean to get on a tangent like this. Well, see if I can find it. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, guys. They have Unity. There's a new input system. I'm gonna have to do a video on that. I've been working on the new input system a little bit. So in case you're wondering why I haven't really been streaming, well, it's because I'm learning and grinding and advancing my own skills and knowledge. Okay, we're always learning, guys. Okay, I'm not professing to be some master coder over here. Okay, I'm doing a lot of this. I love the learning and I do love the coding, and I'm trying to make it fun. I need to remind myself to make this fun. Okay, let me see if I can find that. Okay, yeah, it was too. It was pretty sick. I was impressed. I'm like, wow, you could do that. So it was I'll just give you guys a little bit of a hint. So it was inside a transform.rotate method, and he had a ternary operator. Ternary, well, hopefully you guys know what ternary, like, again, you guys, you're gonna have to watch my C++ videos. I go over this stuff, okay? They're not the best. I mean, there's probably, I don't want to say anything bad about, I don't know, maybe you'll enjoy the way I teach and that. I don't know. Try not to get too bored. Remember, just keep yourself positive, guys. Keep reminding yourself you want to do this and that you can do it. Just keep telling yourself, and I'll even say it, you can do this, right? I believe in you, okay? I believe in you. You can do it. If you want to do it, don't let other people distract you or deter you from wanting something you want to do. If this is what you want to do it. Okay? Don't care what anybody else says. They're just trying to keep you down. They're trying to keep you from going downtown. They just want to keep you down. Okay? But you want to go uptown. So go uptown. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I'll try to show that code. I'll do that in the future. Stay tuned, okay? I gotta remind myself not to get so critical and cynical and keep this fun. Keeping it fun, okay? And also I need to sometimes remind myself to just shut up. Maybe you guys don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I just feel like I'm wasting your time, but I'm not. I'm not wasting your time. Okay, back to the code. All right. Yeah, that was cool, man. That was awesome. Ternary. Again, if you're watching C++ videos, there's only an hour and a half of C++ instruction. It's not a full 3 hours or 3.5 hours of content, guys. Okay? You know me, I drag on, and that's the greatest thing about YouTube. You can skip forward, especially if I go on a tangent. All right? Appreciate you. Again, it's only an hour and a half of instructional C++ instruction. And yeah, some of it's mathematics, and that's at the end of the video. So, for a 3 or 3.5 hour video, guys, there's really only 2 hours, hour and a half anyways of instruction. Okay, so best of luck. If not, if you want to just go straight to learning C#, that's fine too, guys. Again, for me, I don't know, a little bit old school thinking. If you learn C++, you could easily learn C#. I'm just saying, okay? Cool. Again, that's I have a Kelly Clarkson, help me out! I have a folder. I guess they're called folders on YouTube, with 43 videos. You don't really have to watch the first 3. I have like a 1, 2, 3 and a 1, 2, 3. When I first started, I wasn't talking. Okay, so yeah, it was like no commentary, the first three, and then the second first three, that's when I actually get into it and I start talking. All right, okay, enough of that. Let's carry on. Let us carry on. Okay, let's make our animals. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to check. I wanted to check. This is what I wanted to check, guys. That's why I did that. Because I wanted to see this here I made private. Okay, the little things that we can learn, right? That we should know about. Right? Just by adding this serialized field, because this is private, I should still have access to the to change that value in Unity here. So let's find out. Okay, yeah, let's go. See, guys? Things you learn. That's pretty cool. Okay, now the reason why I did that is because I want to change the values. So I'm going to have like one standard basic value here for 20, okay? I guess I could have kept it as, you know, see, with C++, you actually have to put a value. C++ is a little more finicky than C# is, okay? Now that's not supposed to do that, okay? Let me just go, okay? I have to show you something, but I have to comment out to do it. It's part of Visual Studio. It's fine. What it's doing is normal. C++ to initialize a value of 0, because when you create a variable, guys, when you're learning C++, you're creating a variable, you're declaring it, declare, right? And the data type. Okay, you're telling it what data type and you're declaring it. Okay, oh, I know, I go on and on. But if you wanted to initialize a value, because there's a couple of ways of doing it. You could either go, stop hitting stuff that you're not supposed to hit. Fat fingers. I'm actually not fat, but I swear to God, I have fat fingers, okay? So you can either go equals 0. Again, this is a float and it's C#. You can do this with C#. Just go 0f. Some people either just leave it as an integer and put f, or if you're really super anal, like I can be sometimes, go 0. I mean, everybody, each to their own. Everybody kind of has their own preferences. It's what you like. You do you. You know, you have a couple of options here. Again, with C++, which is awesome, you can initialize a value just by putting 2 curly brackets. You've actually initialized your variable to hold a value in memory. Okay? All right, let's fix this up. Oh, I want my value back. Okay. I'll just go undo. There we go. Okay. All right. So with C#, again, you guys, really, you know, the terminology, the what happens under the hood with computers when you're running a program is all the same. It doesn't really matter what language. The languages between C++ and C#, really it's just syntax and the way you write your lines. That's really all it is. Okay, each language has their own unique style or a way. You know, there's different nuances, if you will. Okay, I don't mean to do that or confuse you, but hopefully I don't think I'm confusing you, but I tend to go on and on about little things, I guess, but it is important stuff to know, right? I guess part of it, I'm like, I feel like I've already said this stuff a million times, but of course, here we are. It's a different video. Okay? All right. Okay, let's create our variable. Again, if I didn't want to use this, I could have deleted that and just made this public, right? Does the same thing, guys. Okay? Does the exact same thing. All right, let's make our animals move, okay? Basic line code stuff really is. Okay, transform. Again, this is in a linear. Well, it is technically XYZ, but we're going to tell it to go in the Z direction. Transform dot translate. It's all built-in stuff. Don't overanalyze it, guys. Again, you can look at it and go, okay, this is a getter. I don't know. For myself, as a coder, I think of it as an object. Objects, when you new up, you're creating an instance of an object. An object has access to getters or access to other information, to methods, such as this. This is a method here. How do I know it's a method? Well, because it's part of a class. And 2, the color is another one. And 3, well, all methods / functions, because it originally could be called a function. But because it's inside of a class, it is called a method. So that's really the difference. It's the only difference between a method and a function. They really do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to double click this. Okay, the end result is the same. You create a method, you create a function. It all makes the magic happen under the hood. Okay. All right, there. And then again, because we're working with 3D, it's a vector 3, guys. Okay. And the dot forward, if you remember, if you've been following along, this is just a shorthand. The Unity developers, they do a lot of back end code, guys, to make life easier for us. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's something major to do, but it's a nice little shortcut. All you have to do is type forward, and that forward direction is XYZ, and the value Z has 1. So that tells us that, we're going in the Z direction. Okay, and any value you multiply by 1, well, it gives you the same end result, right? Okay, so we attach the script to each animal. See inspector to confirm. Again, guys, make sure you're up to date by saving. You can always double check your Visual Studio Code. It'll have an asterisk there. An asterisk means it's not saved. Okay, what is up now? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, I'm seeing yellow stuff again. It's just bugging me. Yellow little warnings. Okay. So we check each animal. They have the script. Yes, they do. Except for Daisy. Daisy would be running off into the, into the wild blue yonder by herself. We're just going to run it. Make sure our animals are in motion, and let's go! Big yays. All right. I didn't quite make the ground perfect. Again, they're not going up and down, guys. They run on the elevation of 0 for Y, okay? More coffee, please. I should really get myself a bigger cup. I swear to God. Coffee's going down nicely today. Okay, so there we go. And that speed, each one is running at 20, okay? Based on our values. We're going to assume, again, Unity is, I believe they go off the metric system, right? I believe so. Or maybe it's just a hypothetical kind of understanding so that we can logically have some sort of mathematical perspective on what values we're using. I mean, they could be units. Each square could be a unit. Speed could be a unit per second. Speed could be a unit per frame. I don't know how that all works out. Again, so much to learn, guys. And that's kind of going deeper into the understanding. But just think of it as one. So what I've typed here is basically 20 meters per second. We're just going to assume that, okay? And it works in our mind. All right. So I'm going to change the speed for each animal. Because they're running, again, I'm just going to say 200 yards, 200 meters. I'm going to explain that shortly here. So, but the distance between the boulders is 200. Okay, guys? So, I'm going to have my moose. This is why I put it as public. Well, it's not public, but the way I wrote it, I have access to it even though it's a private variable, which is pretty awesome. I like that. That's cool. Kind of slick. Okay, doe is 15, a little bit slower. I could add in another animal, but we're not going to worry about it. Of course, we got a horse, and that horse, well, that horse is, it's a horse. It goes pretty fast. Pretty fast. Okay, let's check it out. Let's make sure we're golden. Make sure everything works. Test it out. There we go. Let's go! Okay, so that's done. Just gonna save, trying to speed this up, but you guys are getting a little bit of good knowledge and insight. Again, it all takes time, guys, too, if you want to get to this point. Like, for me to get to this point, it's been a couple of years, okay, of like working, and I'm not capping, I'm working like not all the time, but I'm literally like 7 days a week and sometimes 14 hours a day. I'm pushing and grinding and learning and grinding and just, yeah. So I'm not capping on that. Like, that's how much commitment I have to this and learning. And that's starting from C++. I went to C++, learned that, went into C#, learned that, and then here we are in Unity. Okay, and then a little bit of other kind of stuff I tried out too. Like I was doing WinForm stuff, I was doing WPF stuff, EWP stuff, learning XAML. For a bit there, I was actually having fun creating WinForms applications. Okay, basically a WinForm application is, well, you can create a program with it, I guess. You could. I don't see why you couldn't. And Windows dialog box pop-ups, like your typical, your control panel. Photos probably with the new interface or the new look, new UI with some of these programs, they're using the WPF and UWP applications creation programs slash software and XAML. Okay, WinForms has XML, but now it's all XAML. But you get this all, yeah. Anyways, this is more my interest, and yeah, I don't want. Okay, I'm gonna stop on that because I can see myself going on another tangent. All right. Okay, test run. Okay, talking about C# script a little bit. Again, if you want, it's there for you guys, little bit by little bit. Stay positive. You can learn. I believe you. Okay, we talked about what happens when you make errors on creating the name or typing the name of your script, how to fix that. Okay, now we got to get into talking about memory and such a little bit. So what we're going to do, I'm going to run this, guys, but I'm not going to spam because I'll spam maybe a little bit just to show you. Okay, you can see our animals, they're running. Here's our slice of pizza, okay? Again, these are all objects in our world. all right, and they're still here, okay? So if you look in the hierarchy here, you can still see them, and they're literally running off to the races. Let me just show you here. Okay, look. Our animals are still here. Oh, I lost them. There they are. Because I'm not very good at flying, but they're literally defying gravity and everything. Okay, guys? And I could do the same thing with the pizza slices. Okay? I could spam some more some pizza slices, and you can see there are objects being created. Okay? Again, so that's a link to your memory, guys. Okay? Now I'm just going to talk about PCs. I don't know how these smartphones and stuff work nowadays. They must have some sort of I don't think it's volatile memory. They must have temporary memory in there somewhere. Laptops, PCs, they're all the same. I understand the technology a lot more. So you have RAM. RAM is your random access memory. It's your temporary memory. Just look at it this way, like sticks. You've heard of RAM sticks or whatever. Hopefully you have. When you're running your program in that, the CPU or the processor is using your RAM as kind of like a temporary storage place. It's like it takes a bunch of notes and it throws it off to the side and then writes a whole bunch of more notes. And then when it needs those notes, it goes back to its library, grabs the notes that it just threw there, and reads the notes again. And then it's kind of back and forth. So the RAM is there as kind of a temporary location for the CPU to grab information when it needs. Okay? You know, I'm just going to keep it kind of, that's the gist of it. All right? So, but when we're running our program, every time we spam the pizza, or let's say we're going to create more, we're actually going to do the same thing with our animals here shortly, if I could, hurry this up. But this information is kind of critical. Well, not critical, but it's important to understand, okay, kind of what's happening. So let's say I spammed a whole bunch of pizzas, I'm creating objects here, okay, in memory. Okay, so what happens? All right, so I don't know what your PC specs are, your laptop specs are. It only has so much temporary memory. You only have so many sticks. With my PC, I have 4 slots, an A and B. And I've got 1 stick in A and 1 stick in B. So, but I have 2 sticks, 16 gig sticks for a total of 32 gigs. Okay, so as an example, okay, so let's say you have a box or a pitcher of water or a pitcher or something, and you're putting stuff inside that box, right? And you continuously over time keep putting stuff into that box. Okay, what's going to happen to the box? Eventually that box is going to fill up, right? Just like a container of water. You keep pouring glasses of water into the container, what's going to happen? That container is going to eventually fill up, right? So this is what we're getting into. We're going to be talking about a method called destroy. I'm just going to bring it up, but this is the gist of what that method does. Okay, so the method basically is an object destroyer. Okay, so just to go into some terminology here quickly, I'll try to. Okay. One for example, okay, so stuff I learned when I was, grinding C++. Okay, so you have, when you run a program, memory is being used during runtime. Runtime is obviously what's happening. It's running. It's runtime. Okay, so anything happening during runtime is typically stored on the heap. Okay, there's stack and heap. I don't want to get into that, guys, but again, I recommend you watch, whether it's my videos or something you learn, whether it's C++ or C#, you learn something, learn the terminology. There's a lot of terminology behind things. It's not just typing code. Okay. All right, memory. So memory leak. So there's actually even people out there that have taken advantage of what happens when you like creating memory leaks with C++. If you're creating an array, maybe you've heard of arrays, guys. Now I'm talking about C++ code. I haven't come across that having to do that with C#, but you actually would have to type the delete with the every array. If you've ever seen an array, arrays are typically typed like this, okay? Just as an example. That wasn't supposed to happen, but okay, you would go I'm just gonna go like that. Delete array. Goodness gracious. California! Okay, say it in an array list or whatever, right? You would have to actually tell it to delete it. What the delete does is it cleans up your memory, right? Because otherwise you just have that information stuck on your memory. It's just there. Okay, imagine when you shut down your PC or whatever that, like I know temporary memory, it gets cleared and then it gets emptied, and then when you start your computer again, well, I imagine it's going to be fresh and you're going to be golden to put more information in again. Well, the CPU does all that. But anyways, that's what we're getting into, okay? So you can have a thing called memory leaks. In computer science, a memory leak is a type of resource leak that occurs when a computer program incorrectly manages memory allocations in such a way that memory which is no longer needed is not released. Right? You got stack and heap thing going on too. That's another concept. I'm not getting into it. Okay, guys? I talk enough, and you know, if I go on about talking about other things, well, I'm not focusing on what I'm trying to do here. So I have a method to my madness here. There's a reason why we're doing this. We're going to be doing a little quick script where we basically delete our objects. Okay? Cleaning up we're doing housekeeping essentially. It's all the kind of the same thing. And in turn, just so you guys understand, you know, if you're not cleaning things up, you're gonna have a program with bad performance. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. A memory leak may also happen when an object is stored in memory but cannot be accessed by the running code, right? It's kind of like lost information. It's there, it's on your sticks of RAM somewhere, but it's lost. Okay? And then back to here. So then I also mentioned something. There's another term called out of memory, or an Okay? I was gonna actually paste it there, but whatever, okay? It's called okay? It says state where a computer can't allocate more memory for programs, right? Because it's, I don't know, it could have memory leaks, it could be full, right? You maxed out your memory, right? So a computer has no place. It's kind of like your library's full and you have no more room for the books, right? You can't put any more books in there because, well, your room is full, okay? So this can happen when all available memory is used, including disk swap space. Errors can occur when running large software, processing large amounts of data, right? Each object essentially is data that's being processed, right? Because it has to be, you know, frames per second. That's what the update does, right? That's happening every frame. Okay, having too many tabs open in a web browser, right? That's another thing. That's probably, yeah. So you can do that. Like every once in a while, I'll hit Control-Delete, and I'll bring up the task manager just to see how much CPU, or what percentage of my CPU am I using? What percentage of my memory am I using, right? Okay, and then object-oriented modeling, right? Essentially, you learn C++, OOP, object-oriented programming. It's the same thing I kind of been talking about. You're instantiating, you're creating an object makes the magic happen. That's OOP. And then it's a modeling paradigm used in computer programming. All right. Okay, with that said, because I think that's kind of vital to understanding what we're doing next. Right, guys? Again, when I run the program, if I spam the pizza, I'm just filling this all up. And it's going to go on forever. Just like our 3 animals, they're running off into the distance forever. They're still part of the program while it's running, and it's memory, okay? We got to clean it up. We got to do some, right? We're basically cleaning it up so that we could put more information and reutilize that same space over and over and over again. Where the CPU stores it, well, that's kind of up to the CPU, right? We don't have any control of that. Okay. All right, just back to my code here. Okay, so I've done the animals. They got the speeds, blah, 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 blah. So now we got to create another. We're going to create another. Actually, we're going to do one for the pizza and the animals. Okay? I know I'm kind of talking quick, but let's do this. We're actually long, but I hope you guys don't mind. I hope that, the information I'm sharing is helping you better understand, and that also you appreciate it as well. Okay, out of bounds. Right, I have an understanding. Oh, whoops. I just explaining it is another thing. I find that there's a lot of channels that will show, but they don't explain, right? Oh, I'm almost out of coffee again. Not happy. Okay, there we go. Destroy out of bounds. Okay, this is going to be our destroy object program. Okay, and I'm going to attach it since I've already created it. We're gonna do one for the pizza. Okay, you can drag and drop more scripts. I could actually type the same code maybe within our dynamic pizza scripts. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually double whammy. We're gonna clean up the pizza and we're gonna clean up the animals all at the same time. I'm going to attach it to the pizza that's in my hierarchy, and then we're going to have to do something else. So pay attention to this step. All right, destroy out of bounds, lightly dragging and dropping, boom. Okay, so that is this object that's in space inside of our world that we can visually see. Okay, now going to our prefabs. Okay, this is our pizza objects that we can't see. Okay, these are our copies that are being instantiated. Let's have a look. Okay, we don't need to see that. Again, I didn't realize that this here, guys, could actually hide your code. So be aware of that. Okay, so having a look here, we actually don't need to see the pizza. It just locks and snaps down there. You could actually bring it up anytime you want. Okay, we don't have we just have the dynamic or the code that's going to make the pizza, do its thing, its motion. But we don't have the code for destroy. Okay, so going back to here. So this is how you fix it, okay? Excuse me, guys. Right here, overrides. Okay, click override. There we go. See, now we have an override to do. Just click apply all. Okay, there we go. So if we check the prefab, again, these are going to be our copies during runtime. And there we go. We have the script attached now. If you're not sure, just have a look. Okay, guys? Big yays. Alright, what are we doing for time here? We're at an hour already. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay. Start grinding code. We talked about that. So here we go. Let's talk about distances and such now, guys. Okay? This is the main reason why I did this video again, because it was a bit of a mess. And the reason why it was a bit of a mess is because what I like to do is, okay, now if I click my object, there we go. So when I initially create a game object, I like to put it in the location where I'm going to be doing most of my work. Okay? So when it's initially created, usually I guess it depends where you are in your world, but the program will just drop the invisible game object into your world randomly in an XYZ location. Okay? Oh, goodness gracious. Go up, Batman. Okay? When you first create your world, okay, your camera, your main camera, your directional lights, and the object for our environment's kind of in the middle, but it still has 000 for a location, but I don't want to get into that. So our camera starts here. I've actually moved it, right? So I've changed its location. So just so you guys know, so let's get it clear in our heads, okay? Because I needed to get it clear in my head. I had this concept of referencing off my game objects, okay? Technically speaking, we kind of are, but for the most part, we're going off the 000 corner of our world, okay? So these values for our main camera, our camera goes X that way, 465, and it comes in Z 132, and it elevates Y 132. Now take note, guys, when I created this world, I actually elevated my terrain by 100. Okay, so take note of that. All right, so if I look at my here, let me just show you quickly. Okay, is it here? Where do you do that again? Oh yeah, you do that in here. I'm under this second one here. I have the terrain toolbox, in case you guys didn't know. Okay, that's another asset store thing, right? Check out my prior videos on terrain tools. I show you guys how to install that. Let's say you wanted to create an environment world like I have here. Well, it helps to have these. You get more brushes. Okay, I don't want to get on that tangent. I'm trying to stay focused here. So if I click here and I go to set height, I could look at the height of my terrain. I could actually set it. Oh, I actually set it at 124. Okay, I was thinking, I forgot that I did that. I thought it was at 100. Okay, so there you go. So when you first create your terrain, you can actually set its height. The reason to set its height is so that you can have valleys, okay? Or rivers or whatever, okay? Because this here is like, just think of it as a solid, hard concrete ground. You can't go negative into it. That's why you got to raise your terrain, so you can have negative indents in your terrain when you're creating your world. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. So there. Okay, just ignore that. I wish it would just clear. Okay. All right, so off 000. Okay, guys? So our camera goes in the X direction, 465. This direction, Z 132, and then elevates. The elevation is 132, so we're 132. What is that? 8? Yeah. Basically 8 higher off the. I don't want to get too technical here, but what's up? Ugh. I thought I had this on loop. Bloody heck. I swear to God, YouTube has its own mind. Or, like, I don't want to get into it. I'm fine, guys. Man, I just hate when things just doing its own thing and changing on its own. And it's like, work with me here, okay? All right. So there you guys go, okay? When you're setting the location of your, I know it's pretty straightforward, but you know, you guys, some of you that probably know this already, just bear in mind there's probably people out there that don't, okay? So I'm gonna over explain. That's probably why I over explain, but it's not over explaining. I'm actually trying to give, you know, decent instruction here so that you get a full concept and understanding of what's up. Okay, so there we go. So again, when I create my game objects, I'll move my game objects first. So I actually get my game objects where I want them. Okay, so in my mind, I'm like, well, okay, now when I do my code, do I reference off the game objects? Okay, I'm trying to keep the long story short here, guys, but I do have it figured out now. So when we move our game objects, we're going based off the 0, 0, 0 of the terrain. Okay, so if we look at our camera again, our camera this is Z, okay? Blue is Z. So it's moved in 132. So the reference is, and this is where we got to get in our head, is from here. Okay? Right from here. This edge. Okay, I know that makes sense, but I'm doing this because this is going to help you guys better understand what values we're going to type here in our code. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm talking about this. Okay, so the Z is 132 for our camera. Okay, going to here. My game object for my humans, my container for my humans, it's the parent, right? That's the parent. These are the children. Okay, Bob here is the child of our. Like, I don't want, like, these are terms that you guys have to know anyways. All right, so the container is an object. All these inside. Whoops. All of these objects inside here are also objects. Okay, I know you're hearing objects a lot. Okay, but they're in fact objects. This is an invisible object, but it's a container in our world holding all these. So this is the parent holding all these these children's, okay? And Bob here is a child. Now, if you notice, this is why I would get confused. Okay, so my game object, these are the coordinates. But again, get your game object where you want it in your world and leave it there. Because when you move it, you're going to move all the children as well. Okay, where the parent goes, the children will follow. Okay, so if I actually change this value here, everybody's gone. Disappeared. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, again, That's because I moved the parent. All right, yes, I got it actually figured out, right? So when I type 0, they actually went to the edge of the... So if I go 0 again and I look, they're all here. Floating in space. Okay, Control Z, and they're back. If you're not sure, just play around with your numbers, okay? That's a great thing about undo. Okay, so but if you also notice, when I put Bob inside the container, he's at 0, 0, 0. So I could actually move Bob based on, so our game object is off the, this is why I'm saying this. The game object you put in, the parent, the values are based off the coordinates, the original coordinates of your terrain. So 0, 0, 0. But when you put an object inside of an object, so a child inside of a parent, the child inside the parent becomes 0, 0, 0. Okay, if you look, these have been moved, okay, but, okay, my biggest problem is trying to explain it so you guys understand. Okay, so when I change these values here, they're based off 0, 0, 0. That makes sense? They're not based off of the terrain or the environment. I know you guys are like, oh my god. Well, I hope not. I hope that makes sense. Okay? Click the game object, which is the parent. The parent's coordinates are based off the environment or terrain. This is our environment or terrain, our world. Okay? Anything you put inside, the children. So these are the children inside of our container. They get 0, 0, 0. So you can move them around. This becomes the 0, 0, 0 location for the children. Okay, so as you can see, I moved my pizza X 0.875, Y 2, and Z 0.75. Okay? When I did that, right, remember if you watched the video, right, I moved the pizza based on Bob's toenails. Bob's toenails are off the coordinates 0, 0, 0. And why? It's because Bob is a child. Okay, and all children, when you drag and drop them inside of a parent object, they get position values of 0, 0, 0. And then you can still move them based on that 0. So this becomes a 0, 0, 0 position. And you can move them based on that. Oh, okay, I need to stop. I hope that makes sense. Okay, same thing with the lady here, right? I moved her. She was at 0, 0, 0 because she's a child as well of the parent. Okay, when I dragged her inside the parent object, she got position values of 0, 0, 0. So this becomes her starting location for moving her around. Man, I hope that makes sense. It's kind of, a lot to take in, guys, but you gotta get it kind of organized in your head, right? So, to simplify things, all parent objects, their coordinates are based off the environment or terrain. Any children that get put inside the game object get their own set of coordinates of 0, 0, 0. And that 0, 0, 0 is right where this game object is. Okay? So anything you put inside this container, such as Bob or Sally or Susan, they get 0, 0, 0 coordinates. Whew, man, that's crazy, isn't it? So there you go. I hope that helps. That, I think, helped explain it a lot better than what I did last video. Again, I created an object just for the animals. This is the parent for the animals, and I know it's showing. This is why I got messed up, is because my game objects are glitched. I don't know, they're doing weird stuff. So the human object is actually where it's supposed to be. Okay, I click it, it's where it's supposed to be, but for some reason the animal objects is way over there. The enviro objects is over here, but I'm just gonna ignore them because in my mind they're all at the same location here. Okay, and anything I put inside of them should be referenced off this location. That's why it's setup. Setup is key. Okay, so that you know what values to use when you're doing your code. It's just gonna make life easier. Hopefully, you know, you have a better understanding. Because it's a bit, guys. It's a bit much. It's a lot. And it can mess with your head a bit. Okay, especially if they're glitchy like this. That just throws you off even more. Okay, so our camera is at 132. Our humans are at 152. Okay, so if I go down here, remember, this is in my mind, sorry guys, just sometimes it goes fast, sometimes it goes slow. In my mind, this is 0 point, right? I called it 0 point in the last video, but it's not. 0 point is back here, right? This is 0 point, okay? 0 point's here. When I'm moving objects this direction, okay? This direction, 0 point, okay? In the Z, we need to know, okay? So this is actually not 0 point. It is actually 152 point, okay? And I know that down there is 200 meters, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at, okay, guys? Woo! I really need coffee here soon. I do. I need some coffee. Okay, so I hope that helps. You know what? I'm going to stop there, and we're going to clean our mind, get a fresh perspective. Again, I hope that helps you guys to get a better understanding. Again, when you initially create an empty or 3D object, whether it's a cube or whatever, again, that gets placed in your environment or your terrain randomly. Again, and your camera and your directional light usually start off at the 0, 0, 0 when you first initially create your terrain. Okay, be aware of these things when you're starting out, guys. Yes, you can move your you could create a new empty and then position it where you want it. Okay, so you're gonna be like, okay, this is where I want to do most of my, this is my starting point. Okay, for me, this is my starting point, right where Bob is. That's why I moved my parent container there, so that I could reference all the children based off that position. Yeah, hopefully, I hope I explained that a lot better. Okay, and again, I know from here all the way down there is 200. Okay, all right, let's go, you guys. I gotta go get more coffee. We're gonna continue with this code. We do have to finish up our destroy out of bounds code. I think this is long enough. I hope that definitely helped you guys that may have watched the last video. Again, clear your mind of that. Okay, now we know where 0 point is. Okay, it's back there. We're talking about Z because we need to move objects in our code, or we need a reference, right? Because we need some values in our code here. Okay, so we need a good idea of what values we're going to be putting in. Again, stay tuned for the next video. You guys will see that. All right, that is it. We're just gonna hang out with the moose and the doe and the nice little horse named Black Beauty. And I'll see you guys next video. Subscribers, let's go. You guys are all awesome. Viewers, whoever you are, thank you for the views. A lot of you have been kind of committed to watching and that. You guys are all awesome. Like, honestly, I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. Recent subscribers of the channel, much love as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the channel over here. Johnny with WhiskeyTango. I'll see you guys next video. For now, that's it. And have an awesome day wherever you are. And peace!